Hi, Elisa.
Hello, Virginia.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Thank you for receiving us here and talking a little bit about your company or your story.
My pleasure.
So, you've been in the tech field, working in several startups so far. You're a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
What are you doing nowadays?
Well, this current startup is called 30 Second Mobile, and it is a company that is all about creating snackable content for busy people on the go. We're all, nobody has 5 minutes anymore, but everybody has 30 seconds. So we're creating content that you can absorb on your digital device anywhere you are in less than 30 seconds. So you can read it or watch it on video and just kind of, share and move on.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, thank you.
And how different it is to join into this new adventure now that you know the process, know how things work. What are the challenges that you face?
This time around, I would like to say that it was easier, and in some ways it was, but it's always a challenge to launch something new. And so some things were easier in terms of, I knew how to form a corporation. Did I want to be an LLC or a C Corp? Things like that I kind of knew. So I was able to leapfrog a little bit more quickly than the first time around. But certain things are always going to be a challenge. So, creating demand for your product, right? Both on the consumer side and on the client side. Funding your project, they're always going to be there.
New project, you always have something to learn.
Exactly. So I'd say that those are probably the biggest issues, right now that I'm tackling.
Okay, and lately you had an article published about women in tech. Can you tell us a little bit more about it? I mean, your opinion about women in tech and the challenges we face?
Oh gosh, that we need lots of time to talk about that subject. But basically, that you're talking about the United Airlines article, which was fantastic. It's so fun to be on an airplane and be like, oh, and a friend texts me. She's like, I'm sitting in here.
Right the way here. It was so funny.
So we're excited about that. And they talked about, it was about 1871 actually, and their new women-focused incubator, which is called Femtech. And so
they are here, Femtech?
It's going to be here, right? Yes. And so they're expanding. If we go back that way, you'd see what their plans are. It's very exciting. Lots of things going on here. But basically, it's time. This is a sort of a wonderful opportunity we have to raise awareness about the fact that women more than ever are starting businesses, and women can be successful even in tech fields. That is sort of traditionally known as more of a male-dominated industry, but there's no reason why women can't be successful here, and I hope to be one of the examples of how you can maneuver and be successful in this industry, not necessarily needing technical skills, but just understanding the opportunity and how to put all the pieces together. That's what I do, is I understand how to put all the pieces together and build a team to execute on a vision. So.
And lately you had a visit from Sheryl Sandberg.
We did, actually. I got my book.
Cool.
Yes, we had, so Sheryl Sandberg came. Sorry.
I like the offshoots.
Yeah, it's good to have stuff to edit. So Sheryl Sandberg came to visit us at 1871, and I was invited to be part of a roundtable discussion with her about women in tech and about starting companies and all of that. So this is a book that they put together just of her visit here. And
she was here.
She was here,
so nice.
yeah. And this is the group right here, of women CEOs at 1871 that were invited to be in this discussion. And then they also invited a local lean-in circle. She has these lean-in circles. So they invited one, and so there's a bigger group that ended up. So here's exactly. So that was us, and then the lean-in circle talking to her, and it was one of those moments where you're like, pinch me, is this real? Because if you're a woman in technology, Sheryl Sandberg is like, one of the women that you look up to.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I was like, oh, this is amazing, so it was
perfect.
Just another example of the benefits of being part of 1871. Where else could I have had that experience?
And meeting her,
right, in a very intimate setting. So that was really exciting.
What do you believe was your biggest takeaway from that meeting and being able to talk to her?
First of all, you're just like, she's just like us. Really, I mean, as much as she's a billionaire, but she's just like us, really, But she is, she faced many of the same challenges that we, as women, business leaders, are struggling with ourselves. And so you look up to her and like, she did it, and look how successful she is. So it provides so much inspiration to
Yeah.
see someone who worked hard and was rewarded for her success and made good decisions and took risks and all of that. So that was my primary one. And then secondly, just her way of collaborating. She was very collaborative with everybody in the room, even at various levels, obviously, that we all were. She knows how to level the playing field and doesn't make you feel overwhelmed by the Cheryl-ness that was in the room.
That's a very nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so you work in Chicago. How do you like this environment for startups?
Oh, I think it's awesome. I think Chicago's doing an amazing job of creating a dynamic, evolving, growing, thriving community for entrepreneurs. And it's obviously, I'm biased. I'm here at 1871. I feel like this is the epicenter of it all. But there's lots of things happening. The mayor is very sort of vigorously promoting it also, and the governor. And so it's a very...
You have the support of the government,
yes,
of the city.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's coming from a lot of different places, which I think is key for success. It's not just coming from one direction. It's very balanced. It's like everybody wants it to happen, so it will.
And what Chicago still needs to improve in terms of startups? How can we help Chicago to grow even more?
Yeah, you know what? I have to say, I feel like funding is a key piece that's missing. There's VCs here. There are different sort of paths to take, but in terms of when you're starting a company, you need early stage investments and angels and things like that. Right. We need more of that. I'd like to see that community grow, and obviously I'd like to see more of that being funneled toward women-focused businesses, because I do think that still, if you look at the pie, where is that investment money going?
Yeah.
I think the sliver for women is really very small.
True.
Yeah. So I'd like to see that growing and people really kind of putting their money where their mouth is. We're talking a lot about it.
Yeah.
And that's awesome, because you need to start the conversation.
Step,
yes. But then we need to sort of, back that up.
Yeah, now where's the check?
Yeah, I mean, because it takes money.
Yeah.
It takes money to make money. It really does. It's a cliche, but it's very true. So, and that just helps increase our chances of success. And the more of us that succeed, the more it can turn around and support other women entrepreneurs, and it becomes
That's true. And
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
It's exactly. The ecosystem it's feeding itself, and it'll grow. So.
This is what we're looking for then.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. It's great to see you guys in your role, what you're doing to help support the ecosystem. So thank you. Thank you so much.